Did Spotify ruin music forever? From the way we consume to the way artists get paid for their music, a question keeps popping up. What has the true effect of Spotify actually been? Our grandparents used to go to a vinyl store, pick up a record, connect that energy to the music, go home, sit and listen to every piece of an album. Now that isn't romanticizing that era. Nowadays, the likes of Spotify allow us to pick and play any song that ever existed at the touch of a button. And this is something we definitely should be grateful for. But what impact has Spotify really had on music? The year is 2006 and a young, smooth, well-spoken Daniel Ek co-founds what will go on to be one of the biggest companies in the world, Spotify. From being handed a guitar at 5 to developing a love for computers, the Stockholm native would soon combine his passions to create a streaming company that the world would never forget. In his early 20s, Daniel would found a company called Vertical, an online marketing firm, which he would sell to Trade Doubler in 2006. In 2006, the world was a different place. The Nintendo Wii had just launched, Shakira's Hips Don't Lie was topping the charts, and ringtones were a major seller. In fact, BMI forecasted that US ringtone sales hit about 600 million in 2006. People were able to put a snippet of their favorite song as the ringtone, and people were paying for the music. While no one may have known his name yet, a young Daniel was slowly beginning to pay attention. You see, people were buying ringtones back then for the cost of maybe a magazine. The average ringtone was about $2.50. You see, the ringtone era was trying to combat illegal downloading of the music. There had been Napster, but at the time LimeWire was becoming more and more popular. A chance for you to download your music for free. In 2007, Apple launched the iPhone. With the standard ringtone now on your iPhone available, people no longer wanted individual ringtones. The iPhone was offering a thing called iTunes. Unfortunately, Steve Jobs' iTunes wasn't saving the music industry, and by 2010, global recorded music revenue was down by 8.4%. But Spotify was about to take the stage. You see, Spotify were offering a smooth user experience on their platform via a subscription service of one payment a month. Not everyone was using iTunes and CD sales were plummeting. Spotify did more than just a small job in helping the music industry when it had its major problems. Unlike places like LimeWire, Spotify offered a legal and easy to use platform. In 2011, Spotify had 2.5 million subscribers. It today boasts a whopping 517 million users. A noteworthy detail also is that major labels such as Warner, Sony, and Universal received a combined 18% ownership in the stake of Spotify. So as I'm sure as most people know, Spotify did save the music industry. CD sales were plummeting, other people were downloading the music illegally, and not everyone wanted to use iTunes. So we can all agree that Spotify did in fact save the music industry, and the facts back that up. So while we all agree that Spotify saved the music industry, did it actually ruin music? So how much does an artist get paid per stream if their music is on Spotify? Well, Spotify pays their artists anywhere between 0.003 to 0.005 per stream. So let's remember, getting paid for your music versus not getting paid for music is a good thing, right? You see, Spotify isn't a place where you sell music, it's a platform where you stream music. In 2014, Daniel Ek mentioned that Spotify is a place for music discovery, them being the words music discovery. So with that information taken into consideration, are them numbers bad for streaming? Let's remember, the music is not being sold, it's streamed. That's two different conversations. How much an artist gets paid for the music is one thing, but it's also affected the freedom of creativity of music. Let's break it down. In the 1990s, the average pop song was 4 minutes 14 seconds. In the 2000s, it was 4 minutes 10. In 2010s, it was 4 minutes 26. As of 2023, the average Billboard Hot 100 song is 3 minutes and 30 seconds. It's safe to say by the 2030s that this is going to be around the 2-minute mark. Even take a recent hit called Greedy by Tate McRae. The song sits on over 100 million streams, but is 2 minutes and 11 seconds long. Or another example is Just Wanna Rock by Lil Uzi Vert that is 2 minutes and 3 seconds long. Of course, there are anomalies like Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat that is 3 minutes and 50 seconds long. But these are anomalies. The truth is, the songs are getting shorter and shorter. But why are songs getting shorter and shorter? You see, an artist wants their fan to keep listening to the song over and over. On Spotify, a song needs to be 30 seconds or more to count as a stream. This has changed the game. If you're an artist and you want more streams, then you're probably going to make shorter songs. Let's say 1 to 2 minutes to be strategic. You see, if you make a shorter song, that will leave people wanting more and more, leading them to play the song again and again. An artist such as XXXTentacion recognized this trend early, creating shorter songs that dominated the charts. You see, someone like X was ahead of his time. Not only was he able to package and present his idea in a 2-minute song, but he was also capitalizing off streams from it. The average length of a song on his 2017 album 17 was 2 minutes. While it's now normal for a song to be 2 minutes, at the time audiences didn't know how to react and were not too impressed, with some people saying the songs were half done. But now when audiences return to the album 17, we see how it was ahead of its time. Nowadays artists are making shorter and shorter music because they want more streams. And obviously if the music is short, it takes less time to make, this causing an oversaturation in music. An artist can make 10 or 12 songs and fire them out no matter the quality because they'll still get streams. Spotify now has 517 million users and over 100,000 daily releases. The algorithm rewards consistency, pushing artists who release more to get a better chance in the algorithm. Let's compare this to a legacy artist from maybe back in the day. What is a legacy artist? A legacy artist is an artist who sustains longevity, ensuring that their music will survive long after they go. An example of this is ABBA. ABBA would spend months perfecting albums, focusing on every note and chord. In contrast, today's music industry values speed and quantity over meticulous creativity. Thus, when people say that music isn't the same anymore, well, it's not. It just isn't. More time and energy was put into music in the past versus today, thus affecting how it feels. But it's not just the creation of music that Spotify may affect it, it's also consumption. In the past, fans invested time, effort and money to purchase albums. Nowadays, the music is at our fingertips. Consumer behaviour has shifted, potentially impacted the value that we place on music. You see, most people listen to playlists on Spotify, which means there's a lot of passive listening. What is passive listening? This means when a person hears a song maybe on a playlist, but they're not really listening to the song. It's more on the background, so they end up not knowing the name of the song or even the artist it was by. This means the music gets more disposable. Playlists have also impacted albums. Most people add their favourite songs to a playlist and no longer listen to an album start to finish. When you have the catalogue of the world's music at your fingertips, it's very easy to disregard a song. In the past, it was art. But now the way Spotify operates, it makes it very hard to see it as art. But let's bring it back to the point. Spotify is a tool of discovery, meaning it helps us to discover artists. Let's give an example of Russ What You Want. Back in 2016, Russ's What You Want was added to the Rap Caviar playlist. This changed his life forever. Just to note, Rap Caviar is over 15 million followers. But nowadays, it's very tough for an independent artist to even get in something like Rap Caviar. When we pull it up and look at it as of today, it's all record label artists, meaning the chances of an independent artist getting to that playlist are very slim and don't happen often. With over 50 songs in the Rap Caviar, they're all from labels, and as we touched on, record labels own some of Spotify. When it comes to editorial playlists, which are the likes of Rap Caviar, yes, the music is dominated by record labels. However, Spotify is a good discovery tool for music. Things like fans also like algorithmic playlists, and also Discover Weekly offer the opportunity to find your new favorite artist at any given time, fitted and suited to the type of music you like. Whoa, that was a lot of English. While streaming has given the music industry life and given a chance for artists to get paid, it has affected the craft of music. Songs are becoming more and more disposable and are losing their worth. Is this something that we have to accept as the natural evolution of music, or is this just completely wrong? I guess it begs the question, did Spotify ruin music?